Hi, this is Tony Anacito. I am the founder and president of My Uniportal LLC. Today, what we're going to show you is what we call our new feature on our 3D Map Explorer app. And the feature is called High Energy Event Detection. So let's get started here. Basically, we've already launched the app. What you see is a 3D representation of the Earth. We can go down to ground, see mountains, what you like. But today we're going to show this new feature. Now, the first thing you want to note is this feature is tied to a particular layer. We're opening our layer management by default. Oops, not this. What we're showing you is the layer selection high energy event, which I just selected. Now I'll close the layer manager. I'll shrink the Earth and I'll rotate. And what we'll see here is activity that took place recently in North Korea, and we can zoom in. What you'll see is the magnitude and Richter scale of the event. This event could be a nuclear detection potentially. It could be a meteor strike. It could be a big change in topology. In this case, it could be a mountain slide. But what we're showing here is definitely what we know of to be a nuclear event or a high energy nuclear event with a 6.3 Richter scale plus a corresponding event that occurred at the same time of 4.1 that people don't talk about, but it's there. Okay, we'll zoom back out. So what I'll show you is how can we determine our distance from this event. So what we have is we have the ability in our settings. Right now we're using for fire, earthquake, and also for this event. As you can see, I selected the tab for file/earthquake, but also high energy events. Distance measured from a location. The location, basically in this case being Manila. Latitude, longitude, we hit the find button to do a search for a place, or we could enter in longitude, latitude manually. And then of course we save it for later on if we want to see it again. So what this helps with is the next dialog box. I'm going to show you the high energy events dialog. Again, this is under a menu selection on the far left hand side of the screen. So what it shows here is the last event request, when it was requested, whether successful. Location, reference location, in this case Manila, longitude, latitude, the nearest event of these events that we're tracking. Basically, in North Korea, it shows longitude, latitude. Finally, how far away it is in miles, 1,905 miles. And azimuth is basically going clockwise around a compass, this relative to true north, and 13 degrees relative to Manila. So, and then finally, the last tab shows a little more detail about the two events. Again, longitude, latitude, country, location. If we select one of them, we'll get more detail about it. The date this event was recorded, the place, again, gross flight distance, azimuth, longitude, latitude, elevation, magnitude, and depth. So in this case, 0, which makes sense for this type of event. Or the other high energy events, we're basically monitoring anything that's above 1 mile in depth, basically an event that occurs on the surface. So close it, close the dialog, and we'll zoom back out. So, oh yeah, one thing I want to mention on the dialog for high energy events is it shows the default selection last 7 days, 3.5 on the Richter scale. We can tell it on the next request parameters the time frame. Right now we're only allowing the time frame selection so we don't get a lot of phone calls about people accidentally changing the depth that we monitor to. So, but you could also select last 7 days, last 2 weeks. You can go that far back in time to show events that occur, in this case high energy events. And then finally at the bottom we show events on maps. That basically will enable the layer that we just looked at that we set up via the layer manager, but we could also do it here. So that's our high energy events detection feature. We hope you find it useful. It's just one example. It's available 24/7. This is a free app. It's found on Google Play Store. As I mentioned previously, 3D Map Explorer with an X, not an EX. So again, feel free to use it and hope it helps you. Thanks, My Uniportal LLC.